Mr. Clerk, and what's happened before today.
Move on before my coffee gets cold. Yes.
Okay. At the beginning of the interview, I passed you this document here pointing to is the F325. It's a description of what happens to the discs that are in the machine for your information.
But that isn't what actually happens. But
Okay.
never mind. Let's move on.
You got the sheet? Okay. I have to caution you because I'm going to interview you, okay? So you do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence. I've never met you before. This is the first time you're being interviewed in relation to what I'm going to speak to you about. So I've got to run through a comprehension that you understand the caution.
I understand. Yeah.
Okay. So you don't have to answer my questions. However, should this matter end up in court and you say something in court that you could have reasonably told me during this interview, they're likely to disbelieve what you've said. And the tapes of the interview can be played in court, so that's how they're going to know what we say to each other. So a couple of quick questions. Do you have to answer my questions if you wish? It's a question for you. If I ask you a question, do you have to answer it?
No.
No, that's correct. If the matter goes to court and you say something there that you haven't told me here, what inference do you think the court may?
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. And how will the court know what we've said to each other today?
Well, with the tape?
With the tapes, absolutely.
Yes, but last time on this same issue, I was refused a copy of the tape.
Okay, well, so you've got the sheet there which explains how you can get hold of
one.
one.
It's paper.
And there's processes you can go
If what goes
through.
on in a meeting like this is too sensitive, I have found, especially...
I can't comment.
Anyway.
I can't comment, Mr. Clerk, on
Move
what's
on.
happened before today.
Move on before
Okay.
my coffee gets cold.
Okay, you're entitled to free and independent legal advice now or any time during the interview. You had a solicitor with you earlier on that you spoke to,
No.
but you've decided
No,
not to
I
use
had a
their...
complete stranger
Okay.
who would not give me a copy of any notes he took.
Okay, Mr. Clerk, the person who was sat with you was a solicitor. You've spoken to him, is that correct?
I'll take your word for it.
Okay, he is a solicitor.
Yeah, I'll
He's
take
well
your
known.
word for it.
Okay. You've spoken to him, but you've decided not to go with him and to be unrepresented during this interview. Can you confirm that?
Can I take notes? Can I have a piece of paper and a pen to take notes?
This is something we can provide.
Well, we don't need to because it's all on the DVD.
No, I'm not
It's
interested in
something
what you need. I've just had somebody purported to be a solicitor,
Okay.
a complete stranger,
He is a solicitor.
and
Mr.
I
Clerk.
said, good, you can take notes because I'm old and tired and I'm deaf and stupid. Can you take the notes so that I can read what's been going on, because tomorrow morning...
Okay.
And he refused.
Right.
So now I'm going to ask for a pen and paper.
Okay. And now, the answer to that request is we cannot provide those for you. However, a copy of that disc can be made available to you at a later date should you be charged.
Yes, but I've had previous interviews in this station
I
where they've
appreciate that.
refused to give me the disc.
I appreciate that.
Can I have something in writing that I will have it within 24 hours? I should
No.
be able to walk out of here with a disc.
No, that's not the case. All the information you need in relation to what happens to the discs and how to get hold of them is on that piece of paper there that I handed you at the start of the interview.
It
Okay.
is not effective.
That's something you can take up after the interview. But that's,
I've done this
that's
on the last
information
one.
that we're legally
And the
obliged
one
to give
before
you.
that.
Okay.
All to do with restraining orders.
If at any point during the interview you wish to speak to a solicitor, we can pause the interview and we can arrange that for you, okay? Do you understand?
Thank you. Yes.
Okay. Catherine, sorry. You're not here simply to act as observer. Your role is to advise Mr. Kirk and to observe that the interview is being conducted properly and fairly to facilitate any communication. Okay, Mr. Kirk, you're here today.
Excuse me. I haven't asked for her identification.
No.
But is a lady, somebody in her capacity with every prisoner who's interviewed?
No.
So why have I been picked out at my age and experience to have a lovely lady on my left here?
Okay, it's got nothing to do with your age and experience.
What's it to do with then?
It will be to do with markers on our systems and the fact that when you've been interviewed at whichever police station it was before, you had an appropriate adult present at those interviews.
What, my choice?
I'm not aware.
I never get a choice.
Okay.
Last time it was I had a machine gun apparently.
Okay. We're not here to speak about that issue.
Well,
That's
it's extremely relevant
that's
because
not
this
gonna form
lady...
the machine gun issue is not going to form part of this interview, Mr. Kirk.
Am I
It's got nothing to
registered
do with it.
as a mapper level 3, category 3 at the moment?
I'm unaware.
You are unaware.
And that's good. And again, it doesn't form part of the offence that I'm interviewing you in relation to. So it's not relevant to the question.
What
I'm
is
gonna be
relevant
asking.
is that this lady has been told to be here, and I'm entitled to know. If you don't know, we will move on.
The reason I've been asked to come here is because when you were first brought into custody, they ask you a few questions, like any medication and things like that.
Yes, I've been denied my medication ever since I've been here.
Okay. If there are any issues with the information
Thank
contained
you.
on the custody record,
Yeah, we can come back to
we
your
can come back
side
to
now.
it. We can come back to it after.
But I
the
just
interview,
need
okay?
to establish why the lady is here.
The nurse has
Okay.
probably recommended me then if you told her that you had some mental health issues.
Okay.
Here we are.
So if
Okay.
I asked you to leave now, would you leave?
If you don't want me here, I don't have to be here.
What would you say about that?
I'd say that choice is yours.
Oh, the choice is mine.
It's your choice, but it's recommended I'm here because I'm here to protect you. I'm not on their side and I'm not a solicitor.
You sit tight.
I'm your wingman.
You're my wingman.
Co-pilot.
Carry on.
Okay. The reason that you're here today is because you've been arrested on suspicion of breach of a restraining order. Okay. During the interview, I will speak to you about the alleged offence, and anything else we feel becomes relevant during the interview. I'll also be referring to several exhibits, exhibits SC01 through SC06 and Exhibit A. The restraining order states, application to vary restraining order in on the 1st of the 12th, 2011 by Cardiff Magistrates Court for Maurice by amending the wording of the preamble to order on the grounds that this is requested by the Crown Prosecution Service in accordance with Section 5.4 Protection from Harassment Act 1997. The court has changed your order. You must not. And there are a list now of 6 conditions in relation
Right.
to this order. Okay. The first is not to contact, approach or communicate with Dr. Tegwin Mel Williams directly or indirectly by any means whatsoever. Number 2, display or disseminate any material, photographic or otherwise, relating to Tegwin Mel Williams. Become a party to the display or dissemination of any material, photographic or otherwise, in relation to Dr. Tegwin Mel Williams. Place any information on the internet concerning Dr. Tegwin Mel Williams. Number 5, become a party to any material being placed on the internet relating to Dr. Tegwin Mel Williams. And number 6, attend within the curtilage of the Caswell Clinic or its grounds. And the order lasts until further order. We've checked the Police National Computer. And
That's reliable, is it?
yes, it is. And this order is still in effect. It hasn't been withdrawn by the courts or amended since this copy I have in front of me here. Okay, so this order is still in effect. And it states at the bottom, failure to obey part of this order is a criminal offence.
Yes, I
Yes,
understand.
do you understand? Would you like to see that?
Well, I've been asking for this for
There
some
we are.
time. But can I have a copy of it? Can I keep a copy of it?
Can't keep
Before
that
I-
copy because that's my copy. I need that one for the file.
Okay.
Okay.
We can get a copy for you though, Mr. After interview.
Okay, do you just want a second to...
No,
To
no,
scan
you
over
carry
that?
on
No.
talking. It's all right.
Okay. Back in September of 2016...
Yes?
Yeah. Do you want to have a quick...
No, it's all right.
Sure.
I've got the gist of that.
South Wales Police received a complaint from Dr. Tegwin Mel Williams.
Any chance of seeing a copy of the complaint?
We can't show you his personal
Well,
statement.
how am I prepared to have faith in what you're saying if I don't get shown a given copy of?
Because, as I said before, I'm an independent investigator. And
Are you a police officer?
Yes, I am.
So how can you be independent?
Because the complaint has come from a member of the public against a member of the
Yes,
public.
but
I'm
yes.
the person investigating if there's any
Yes, but
truth in that
but
allegation.
your police force is pursued this nonsense and
Okay.
got me registered as a mapper victim
Mr. Kirk, can I just say,
because of civil damages against the police.
we're not here today, and it's not my intention to get drawn on into a conversation about
No.
things that have happened
But,
that
but
don't
you,
relate
but you said you were
directly-
independent. That's all. Carry on.
Absolutely.
Sorry, it's just
directly to the allegation being made today. Okay?
Yep.
Anything that's come before isn't
Okay.
of concern to me. Okay? As I say, in September we received a complaint from Dr. Tegwin Mel Williams that he had become aware that there were posts on the internet, and he has alleged that you have, or you are party to, these posts being placed on the internet that make reference to him, which is in direct violation of terms 4 and 5 of the restraining order in front of you. Would you like to read over Tim's 4 and
No,
5 again
no,
before
it's
we
all right,
carry on?
yeah.
Okay. It's basically Tim's 4 and 5 relates directly to placing of the internet on the internet material relating
I
to
need to see the material to answer
Okay,
you.
that's what we're going into now.
Yep.
Okay. After the allegation, a statement of complaint was taken from Dr. Williams. Okay, saying that
So this was
He is
September.
become aware.
What are we? 6 months? Over 6 months ago?
yeah, it's about
Why? I was 2 hours in your station yesterday, wishing to make a complaint about this. I stood here for 2 hours.
Okay,
So
We
why
only-
didn't you talk to me yesterday?
because I'm the officer in charge of this case. I only became aware after you attended the station yesterday
But I've
you
been
were
to the
back in
police
the
station 8 or 9 times.
Okay, I was only made aware yesterday
Okay.
afternoon, after you'd been to the station, that you were back in the
So why didn't
country.
you ring me? You got my name, phone number, and everything.
I didn't know you were back in the country. The last information, up-to-date information I had was that you weren't in the United Kingdom.
But I was
So
in the
that's why
country
this-
last September.
That's why it's taken so long. The statement wasn't taken immediately from Dr.
Yeah,
Williams
yeah.
because we weren't able to contact him straight away. After he made his complaint, a police officer, a colleague of mine, PC Caruana, has gone onto the internet,
Yes.
which he is suitably trained to do, and from the internet has taken screenshots,
Yeah.
or what we call screen grabs,
Yes, I think I know what you mean.
yeah, of information relating to Dr. Tegmel Mel Williams on certain sites that are linked to yourself.
I do have several sites.
I appreciate that, and
Which
I'll go through this, which
may
sites
become
they
relevant.
are now. Okay, Exhibit SC01 is this here. It's a poster which was placed on. This was taken from your Facebook page.
That's something nothing to do with me.
It's this part here.
Yes.
Okay.
That's my daughter in my aeroplane. That's all.
Right, okay. Can you confirm this is from your Facebook page?
I can't, but I'm fully aware of this document because by the time I got to Crown Court, the prosecutor who I arrested,
Had been written on.
David Gareth Evans, I arrested him because he was trying to put this document before the court, and I remember the magistrate saying no. So I arranged for it to go into the Crown Court appeal on the same day. Why aren't you all wearing daffodils? It was the 1st of March 2012 that this was introduced as a court exhibit,
Okay.
and I am a party to that document.
Okay.
Whether I
Do
put
we-
it up there, for the case of argument, I expect I published it.
Okay.
You'll find me something there that I can definitely say, yes, I did. Okay? My Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. The date on this one is the 5th of November 2016.
Oh, right.
Okay. Did you place that onto your Facebook page?
If it came from my Facebook page, I will accept that I put it there. But I don't have a Facebook at the moment, so I can't. And it's so long ago.
Does anybody else have access to
Yes,
Facebook?
yes. If somebody else might have put it there, and I can't. At the moment, if you give me enough examples, I'm going to recognise something I specifically put up.
Okay, I've got a few.
I can't say for that one.
Okay, I've got a few more.
Yeah, exactly. I think you'll
but-
get one. We'll get one out of one of them.
In relation to your Facebook account, though, has anybody else got access to that account? Your
Yes.
your password.
Yes.
Will they place material
Yes.
on there on your behalf?
Yes.
Okay, can you tell me who those people are?
Well, I'd need notice for a question like that. I've got to get certain people's permission for me to discuss it with you.
Okay.
Okay.
Just-
Well, come on. Is that being unreasonable? There are a lot of people.
I'm not saying it's
No,
unreasonable, I'm
there are
saying
a
it's
lot of
reasonable.
human rights workers and all around the world who are gunning for what's happened to me about this issue,
Okay.
about the way they fabricated a harassment conviction.
Okay.
I was then sectioned under the Mental Health Act, the Section 35 of the 1983 Mental Health Act, by this man without him even examining me.
Okay.
And I got jailed for 3 months without him needing to examine me.
Okay.
So there's a lot of history here, but let's stick to what your job is and
Absolutely.
try and keep it simple.
So in relation to this particular post on the 5th of November, this poster.
I can't give you an
On that
answer
day.
accurately.
Okay. Except that you might have put it there,
Yes.
but there are other people who have access, but
Yes.
you can't tell me who they are right now.
Yes, no.
Okay, no problem. Just quickly going back to this restraining order. We'll take one step back quickly. Are you aware this is in existence?
No.
You're not aware. Would it be fair to say that you've been petitioning the courts to have this restraining order rescinded?
I have tried to clarify the situation, and I said to myself, the only way to clarify this is to get somebody in court, a lawyer or me.
Okay.
I was out in Africa when I decided this, and I didn't intend to come back, but I have a very important court case tomorrow in the civil damages claim against the South Wales Police,
Okay.
which I cannot trust anybody with. I have to be here to do it.
Okay. What were you trying to clarify, can I ask?
Well, you see, a judge quashed that document. Shall we go to the date, shall we? Is it dated?
Yeah, in the blue.
My eyesight's so bad now. 12th or 13th of...
12th of April 2013.
Yeah. Since then, the judge has made it quite clear that has been quashed.
Okay.
Now, I'm worried
Right.
that you don't know that.
Right now, according to the Police National Computer and the courts,
Yeah,
because we have checked
well,
with the court
we-
system
we-
themselves,
we-
this is still in effect.
I have a 25-year running civil damages claim against the South Wales Police, which is the reason for my internet and Facebooks and so on.
Okay.
And it was found out that neither the police in Barry, by the way, nor the National Computer was trustworthy, because they were for 4 times I was arrested for having no driving license, and 4 times I had a driving license, simply because the police records and the National Computer (PNC) were incorrect. So please,
can I just say,
enough of that.
Further
Carry
than
on.
the PNC
Yeah,
check,
yeah.
I contacted the courts myself and asked them if this order was still in effect.
When?
It's in November.
Oh no,
and they
but,
stated it was still in effect.
so you haven't done it like yesterday.
Well, these cases that the examples I'm going to show
Started
to you
then, yeah.
are before
Because I've been
I
into
checked
the
with the courts.
Cardiff magistrates to try and get the records for this interview.
Can I?
Please, did you catch that? I have been inside
Yeah.
demanding a copy of the court records
Okay.
of the original restraining order,
Okay.
only to find that they have been altered.
Right. Okay. Well, I can't comment on that. That's
No,
a
I'm
matter
not
between
asking
yourself
you
and
to,
and the courts.
But
This restraining order here, then, when I asked you, were you aware a minute ago, aware of its existence, and you said no, that you were not aware of its existence.
today, that was quashed on the 30th of April. I think it's 2014. It might be 13, but I think it was a year after that.
No, this is still in effect.
Well,
According to the courts themselves, this is still in effect.
I had somebody in court, and therefore I bought a transcript, and it was plainly obvious by what was said that it was no longer in existence. I'm sorry about that, but
Nothing to apologise for, Mr. King?
well, I don't accept what you say because I prefer to believe the judge.
Okay, that's fine. That's something you can ask the courts then.
No, I have the
yourself.
transcript, but I haven't got it here.
Okay, but
But
As
you
I said,
could look. You could get hold of that transcript.
like I said, the reason that you're here today is because I've checked with the courts, and according to the courts, this is still in effect.
And you went to which court? The magistrates or the
I
Crown?
spoke to Cardiff Magistrates Court.
Do you know the name of the person? Because I have been
I
in there
don't.
twice this week,
No, I don't know. the
trying
name
to
of the
get this
person, I'm afraid.
information before I was arrested.
Okay. I don't know the name of the person, I'm afraid I can't. help you.
No.
So in relation to this one, where you said you weren't sure it exists, but you
No, I
also
meant today.
today.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you aware of its previous existence?
Yes,
You
but
are.
I'm not sure of its content because I'm not sure if I ever got one. But I knew there was the outstanding one. The original one was still standing. I didn't realise it had been varied.
Okay.
Mr. Kirk, when this was dated the 12th of April 2013, were you in court when this restraining order was served?
Expect so. I expect so.
Is that yes or
Uh,
no?
More likely yes than no. On the main one, the one from which this stems, I was in the cells beneath and knew nothing about it. And no one told me either.
Okay.
So you were in court on this date, but you were in the cells.
No. This date,
Those two
I
days
most
ago.
likely
Oh,
was
okay.
there.
Okay.
But the first one upon which this relies, the 1st of December, I've been to the magistrate today and they've given me a letter in detail that it is clear that the records are not in existence, that they had to come down to the cells, and somebody says they gave it to me, but then when cross-examined at the first jury trial on the 4th of May 2012, the jury asked, can we see the records, that Mr. Kirk was even given one. And the judge said, his name was His Honour Judge Curran,
Yeah.
not available. Now that's very worrying, because this was less than 6 months after the alleged of being served it. And since then, somebody has altered the records, because I got the Criminal Cases Review Commission to obtain the records that you must get before they got altered. Because now, the records that the lawyer for me last week tried to get, he had written instructions for me, you will go to court, you will apply for the records that will confirm a restraining order was created and was served on me.
Okay.
And he failed.
Okay.
And even the district judge couldn't get hold of them.
Is this the 2011 case you're referring
Yes.
to now?
Yes.
Okay.
Upon which that relies.
Okay. Well, this is an amendment, but
Yes, I know that.
it takes over from.
No,
and
it doesn't.
It does.
Not in law, it doesn't.
Right. These are the terms of a restraining order issued by the
Yes.
court. Okay.
Yes.
Of which you should be aware.
Yes, I know. That's why the judge, when he found out the history of the first one during a jury trial,
Okay.
he quashed it.
When do you think that the restraining order was quashed?
Well, I gave you a date.
13th of April.
But I might be a year
2014.
out. It was either 30th of April 13 or the 30th of April 14. I think it was 14 because I can give you the name of the judge. And I think that judge was in 2014.
Okay.
His name was Rowlands.
What court was that, Mr. Kirk?
Cardiff Crown.
Cardiff. Did you have a solicitor to represent you?
No, I wasn't allowed in court. 7 times the Cardiff courts have prevented the police, or whoever, the Cardiff cabal, call it who you like. 7 times I've been denied access to my own court when unrepresented. That was one of the occasions.
So who told you it was quashed?
Because I sent somebody there in advance who generally tape recorded everything.
And who was that person?
Well, again, give me a little time. I'm not dragging people who've gone over backwards to help me.
If you're saying you believe this restraining order was quashed,
Because that's what he told me.
and you didn't go to court, but someone went into court on
Yes.
your behalf,
Yes.
it's important for us to know.
No, it's a transcript. I immediately bought the transcript.
Right. Who went into court?
No, I'm
for
not
you?
telling you. Not without his permission.
Okay, that's fine. If you
No, you don't
Okay.
need him. Well, you do,
He's a
because I
witness.
only have part of the transcript, but there's sufficient on the transcript that I could obtain, because quite often the sensitive stuff is denied me.
right.
If we move on then to Exhibit SCO2.
Yeah.
From Facebook, the same date as Exhibit SCO1.
I'm not going to help you much
Okay.
on that. Let me see it then.
We've got here the date, 5th of November, your name, Facebook profile picture,
Yeah.
and this,
Ah, look,
Yes.
the machine gun.
a smaller version of
Yes.
this picture here.
Yes.
Yeah?
This is the machine gun which they had me locked up for nearly a year for.
Okay, I appreciate that, but it's this picture here.
Yes, but this gentleman here caused me to be locked up.
Okay, it's this picture here that I'm investigating, not that one.
Is that the same as that one?
It's a smaller version of this one. It's identical.
All right.
Okay. Further on, same
Facebook.
same Facebook page.
Same
itself.
date? What date?
3rd of November, 2 days before this one.
Okay.
Okay. This picture here, It's a wanted style poster containing a picture of Dr.
Beautiful.
Tegman.
This is the
Williams.
psychiatric part of the psychiatric report.
Yeah. Do you recognise this?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
I made it. I created
You
that.
created that.
Yes, I've
Did
bit of
you-
fun.
Did you place this on Facebook on the 3rd of November
can't remember.
2016?
I can't find me something that's clear and I can confirm.
Okay. Well, we'll go through
There
some
was
more.
no
and we'll see
reason-
it, and we'll see
Sorry,
it there as well.
there's no reason why I would not have put it on.
No reason why I would not.
I think you ought to write that down.
Okay.
Hang a moment. Those are the judge's notes asking to see the records.
Okay. They make.
Yeah, I think it is.
And this is a larger version.
Yeah, but the main man
From the-
is this man here.
This is dated the 25th of October.
Yeah,
Again on your Facebook page.
yeah.
And this is like I say, a bigger version of the one I just shown you.
But
Did you put this onto Facebook
I
on
don't
that date?
I don't know, but this is a Professor Roger Wood of Swansea University
Okay.
who leaned on Dr. Tegman Williams to say that I had brain damage.
Right.
He also was not qualified,
Okay.
and when I won the machine gun case, he quickly rewrote his notes, and he's the man that should go to prison.
Okay.
This poor chap was being blackmailed
Right.
about something I'm not going to
So-
raise without his permission.
So this is the picture I'm interested in.
Yes, I made
Okay.
that pitch. I made the poster.
Okay.
Whether I put it there or not, I would like you to give me some technical information.
What information would you like me to get?
Well, right, so that says it's Facebook.
25th of October.
I'm more likely to have done it than people. I would need some research on that.
Okay, what kind of research?
You're
have
going to
you-
find me
have you-
something where I can say, yes, I put it on there.
We've got a few more things to go through.
Yes, well, we'll find it, and
we'll-
then this conversation will become
Show the vid- I'm not-
secondary.
My phone.
How much you got? This won't take long to go through.
12%.
Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah, I'll take a minute on this one. Exhibit SC03, in the same vein as
Oh,
the
right.
ones we've already seen. However, this was placed on your mauricejohnkirk.com website,
Well, was it WordPress site or was it Kirk Flying Vet?
WordPress.
Yes.
Same poster as just seen. Yeah.
Well, I have a different group of people who put things on there.
Okay, this was October 25th, 2016.
Because the lists down the right-hand side show the corruption over the years of the police, preventing me from having a level playing field for the civil
So in
claim.
relation to this website then, who has access to this website?
Well,
Post-
different people to the other one. But again, the answer is, until I've communicated with these people, I can't see why I should cause them trouble. Because that's all you'll be.
So need permission.
And by the way, if they put something on, I don't know where that stands in law.
In terms of the
Unless I ask them to do
Right,
it.
in terms of the restraining order,
Yeah.
so the main ones we're focusing on during this interview are number 4, which if I read it out again,
Yes, please.
is place any information on the internet concerning Dr.
Yeah.
Tegman Williams.
Yeah.
Basically saying you are responsible, you upload it yourself. Okay?
Right. I personally did it.
Yeah. Number 5 is become a party to any material being
Yes.
placed on the internet,
Yes.
which covers things like this being put on a website in your name or on
I
your
am-
Facebook page.
Yeah. I can't remember.
Okay, no problem. So you can't remember whether you placed this
No.
on the internet. Okay, no problem. Next page is... where is it there? It's on the same date. It was
Oh.
just under the picture and there's a paragraph here.
No, I tell you, what's written will tell me who put it, more likely, because my English is so bad that if it's a paragraph that causes people to not understand the paragraph, one or two other people who are putting these on, they're putting on other websites as well.
Okay.
I can confirm that is my writing. Show me one with a bit of writing on
Here's
it.
a bit of writing. It's quite blurry, so I'll read it to you first and I'll show
Okay.
it to you to see if you can
Okay.
read it. Okay. It's a particular paragraph on a page of writing, which is of interest.
Is it
says,
a letter, a headed or anything?
It's marked that the issues include.
Oh, thank you.
We can't see the stuff above it.
Yeah.
But are you aware of this paragraph of text?
No, just read it.
Okay,
I
it
won't
says,
remember.
Dr. Tegwin Mel Williams was blackmailed by South Wales Police while in collusion with Professor Roger Wood of Swansea University, who himself also contributed, fabricated Caswell Clinic medical records in that their victim should be sectioned to Ashworth High Security Prison indefinitely due to his significant brain damage.
I would have written that.
That's
I would have written that.
you would have written that. Okay.
Whether I posted it, I think more likely I posted it.
More than likely, but
Yes.
can't be 100% sure.
No, I
is that
can't.
right?
But I'm more likely now. Is there anything else in there you could read out? Because I wrote that.
let's see, I don't know. The paragraph that preceded that one immediately.
Okay.
So
Okay.
the purported wording indicates the prevention, the claimant's publishing of the doctor's indiscretions, along with the then CPS prosecutor in the conspiracy to pervert the course of justice when David Gareth Evans' photo to follow.
Yes, because he knew that I never got a restraining order, and he also knew.
Are you familiar with that?
Yes.
That writing? Is
Yeah,
that
that's me.
That's something you wrote.
And also, David Gareth Evans, the prosecutor, was sacked from being a prosecutor pretty quickly afterwards
Yeah? Okay.
because he was trying to introduce that first exhibit
Okay.
and was blocked by the judge.
Well, I've
Yeah,
got
this one.
I've got another picture of it here.
Yeah, the same one.
This was same one as SCO1. Forms part of SCO3 because it
I
was
can't
posted.
add or subtract anything I've said.
No worries.
No.
That was posted on the same date as that paragraph,
Okay.
and that on the
Yes.
WordPress.
Okay.
SCO4, it's the last one before the video.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
too long there.
Was it's literally a
Yeah.
blown up version of the
Can I just
wanted poster.
Can I just read what it says? Unamenable to reason. 17 doctors, or in amongst them psychiatrists and psychologists, 17 now have not agreed with that statement.
Okay. Except what I'm investigating today,
Yeah, I know.
obviously,
But I just
isn't his clinical opinion. It's the breach of the spirit.
no. He was in breach of the law,
Right.
which meant I was not in breach of a harassment under the Defence 8.4, is it, of the 1987 Harassment Act. You cannot be prosecuted, if you are detecting or preventing crime. He was blackmailed to write something that he was not legally entitled to do.
Okay.
He stood up in court and said something about brain scans, which he was not qualified to do, and they dropped everything because all they were doing was fabricating it to stop the machine gun case. They wanted me locked
Okay.
away for 10 years so they could avoid the embarrassment of the machine gun case.
Okay. Back.
I hope you heard that. This is what they're doing to people in our country when they can't, when, as Voltaire said, I could quote it in French, when the state
This-
get it wrong,
there's
it
no-
is dangerous to be right. This is classic.
Okay. Moving on from November, October time.
Yeah.
Okay. Today,
Hmm.
before you were arrested, same officer, PC Caruana, has accessed the internet again to see if there were any further posts placed on the internet in
Right.
relation to Dr. Williams. Okay. SCO5 is a screenshot from your WordPress
When did she do that?
website. This was done today, this morning. So this is a screenshot from the top of the WordPress website, and it shows a video, which is entitled.
Well, I was here, wasn't I, at the police station? That's
it?
inside this police station.
Yeah.
I took that video.
Okay. We'll come on to the video in a second, but can you confirm this is your
I
website?
can't remember what was on it. Yes, I put that on that. I put that on there yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah, that now I've got something. I know I did that. I can't. I was here for over 2 hours to make complaint about what we're discussing.
Okay.
That the courts have altered the records.
Okay. The video then, if we concentrate on that one, is Exhibit SCO6. Okay, we've got a copy of that video.
Well, I can't remember what it said.
I'll play it now. So I've gone into www.mauricejohnkirk.com, and then this is a video which is uploaded on that site. I'll play this, and just to jog your memory.
27th of February 2017. I'm in Cardiff,
Okay, I'll lay
city
that
of
down. Okay.
Wales. I've been here for nearly 2 hours trying to persuade the police in this building committee knew I was going to win the case because they couldn't introduce a barrister to feed back my defences. Hear that? Where the evil little shit told the judge, his honour Judge Bidder, that I have to be locked away indefinitely.
I don't know.
Oh, low battery.
In Ashworth, which is the equivalent to the Broadmoor in England, for people MAPA level 3, category 3, of which I was a member of the club. So here I am now, getting late afternoon. The court has just sent me a letter which will be on cyberspace by now, totally cocking up the lies they've been giving me for the last 5 years. I've spent the equivalent of 3 years of my life for breaching a restraining order
In prison.
that was never given to me in the first place. So I'm going to go for a cup of tea.
Yes,
Okay, in relation to that video,
I
then,
put that on.
you put that on
Oh, yes.
to your website. You uploaded that yourself.
Yes, I did.
Okay, and similarly, just below, you can just see the top of it there, below the video. The next page relates to
Yes.
these two posters. We've come across them before.
Yes.
That one and that one.
Yes, no, right, good. I had a feeling if we got to a nearer time, I would remember.
Absolutely.
But
That's
I did all
why we
that.
did this one.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Okay.
lawfully.
So 105. Okay, and regarding the video, you refer to Tegman Williams.
Mhm.
Can you clarify that for you? Can you confirm that for me?
Yes,
Yeah.
I identified publicly the name Tegman Williams.
Okay, and can I just ask that you use the term evil little shit?
That wasn't
Pardon
him.
my French. No, that's what I want to clarify.
No,
I
that was the
asked-
prosecutor
The prosecutor.
who
Okay,
who made sure that he could talk with me being withheld from the courtroom
okay.
on the 2nd of December. I have the transcript.
Okay,
You see,
no problem. But my question was
Don't
because it
think you
wasn't
need
cle-
it now,
It
but
wasn't clear,
no.
Mr. Kirk, from the video who
Okay.
you were referring to.
Oh,
That's
no,
all I
no.
wanted to clarify, and that's
No,
absolutely
poor
fine.
old Dr. Tegman Williams is just gullible. Nouveau riche.
Okay, so the video and the post you placed onto the website yesterday, is that correct?
How many more times? I've given you what you want, so why repeat it?
I want to know how you put them on.
Oh, like that. How do I do it?
Laptop, phone, internet cafe.
I can't remember.
Can't remember. How do you usually upload posts to your WordPress
But yeah,
website?
I've got the laptop here. Expect it was that laptop.
You expect
or-
it was, but can't
or
confirm
my
100%, or
Does it matter?
it just forms part of the investigation. That's all.
Oh, I see.
Okay. So phone or laptop, can't be sure.
You-
Is that right?
But I still haven't. No one will take a statement, a complaint, about how the records have been altered. I'm entitled to those records.
So, in relation to that, you
So it should you. You
Okay.
can't proceed without the records.
it's okay. You've been to the station yesterday, and
Yes.
an incident has been created for your complaint along those lines. Okay. The reason we're here today is because we're investigating a
Another one.
complaint
A different
along
one.
these lines. Okay.
Was it going to take 3 months for me to be able to give a statement?
I don't know how long it's going to take for you to give a statement. It's not
But you
my
need it
it's not
for
my-
this situation.
It's not my investigation.
It's all the same subject.
There may be related subjects. However, this investigation centres on this piece of paper,
Hmm?
okay, which the courts tell me is still in effect and still in
Well,
order.
Well, that's not what the judge put across to everybody in the
Okay.
courtroom.
That's
The prosecutor there said, well, that makes things
Okay.
ridiculous. The restraining order ridiculous.
Mr. Cook, that's something that for the courts to decide. It's not up to me.
Well, they
I
did
have-
decide it.
I have no influence over
No.
what will happen in
Okay.
courts, anything like that. Okay, that's for them to decide.
If that was in line, I would have been approached by the police any time in the last 2 years because I've been aware that stuff is going up on my website, whether I put it there or not, for the last 2 years.
Okay.
Why haven't you people come to me since?
The answer,
It's-
I've got a very good answer in relation to that,
Good.
and that is that Dr. Williams only became aware himself
Oh, liar.
or only made us aware back last September. Okay, so we've only been investigating it since that date. We don't routinely check people are abiding by the terms
you
of
mean he
restraining
hasn't
orders.
contacted you since September?
No, we've been in touch with him since, but that's when he made his first report in relation to what you're being interviewed about today.
Yes, but
So that's the reason why over the past 2 years and the previous 2 years before September, nobody came knocking on your door or had anything to say to you about it because we weren't investigating it.
But he went to the police in that year, in 12, the year before that,
And said that I'd been round to his house with a petrol can
Mhm.
to burn his house down.
Okay.
He made a statement to you people
Yeah.
to that effect.
That was before then.
yes, I know, it was June 12,
Yeah.
and his
We're only
wife,
investigating
his
things that
wife
happen
was
after
a
then.
witness to it. Yes, but it's extremely relevant because he made a complaint, and he said the police moved me on.
That incident never happened. I didn't know where he lived. I didn't want to know where he lived. And yet I went to prison for the whole summer until the CPS looked at it and realised that it was a hoax by Dr. Tegan Williams, and I was released. The background behind all this...
Can I clarify?
So you
that?
say he's made a claim. Has he made... Does he have to make a complaint
Yes.
for you to act on this?
Yes.
Say that again slowly.
He needs to make a complaint.
So is his complaint genuine?
If he can call the police out for me burning his house down,
That's what I'm,
With the
that's what
petrol
I'm
can.
investigating.
well, I want you to investigate.
The fact that he made a statement in June 12,
Okay.
saying that I arrived with a petrol can to burn his house down. I didn't
Wait.
even know where he lived.
Okay, when you just take you back about 30 seconds, you just
Yeah.
said CPS investigated over the summer whilst you remained in prison, then you were released.
Yes.
Okay, according to the Police National Computer, you were released after serving a sentence after conviction
No.
for that offence.
I was on remand.
Okay, that's not what
I was on remand on the 3rd of October.
that's not what the police.
The
National
new
Computer says.
prosecutor,
It says that you were sentenced to a term of imprisonment
for what?
for breach of a restraining order and threats to cause criminal damage.
No, sorry. This was before that date. This was
You-
12, I said. That is 13.
Right.
Got it? We had the first one in 2012,
Yeah.
the 4th of May, when the jury said was ever as a restraining order, and the judge said not available,
Okay.
right? Which, of course, is untrue.
Okay.
He was told by the prosecutor, David Gareth Evans, who I arrested, that there are no records. No
Right.
records?
Okay.
Well, dream on. But a year later, well, 13, this one, before then, in June 12, Dr. Tegan Williams said that I was round at his house at night with a can of petrol,
Right. Okay.
right? I was locked up for that on remand. And
Okay.
it wasn't until the maximum 5 to 6 months, which is what people fail to get remand for,
Yeah.
so that you can lock up a problem for 6 months knowing that it'll never go to court. Well, that was a classic example. But when a new prosecutor took over on the 3rd of October 12, he said, no, this is a load of rubbish. I want to interview Tegan Williams. And they realised it was all a hoax. The police had not even been to his house.
Okay.
The police had created a prison sentence
Right.
without
Okay.
trial
So that,
to affect my civil damages claim.
right. So that was before this.
Yes, the year before.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
No problem. Like I said,
All
we're only,
extremely relevant.
we're only investigating after this. piece
Yes,
of
but you
paper
should be
came out.
investigating the veracity of Tegan Williams.
In what way?
I've just given you an example. He fabricated that I'd gone round to his house with a can of petrol
Okay.
and that I didn't even know where he lived. Well, let's pretend I did know. The police took a statement of him, and on it he wrote, the police came to my property and moved me on. I was still there, apparently.
Okay.
What a load of nonsense.
Right.
You know, do lally-lally.
Okay.
Right? Oh, that's...
Questions, John, in relation to
No.
breach of restraining order.
Okay. We've asked all the
Yes.
questions we feel relevant in relation to the offence you've
Yeah,
been arrested
good.
for today.
Can I have a copy of everything?
Okay. Our notes aren't
No,
disclosable.
no, I didn't mean that. I meant a
Copy
copy
of the
of the...
exhibits.
The exhibits, if you're going to be defending yourself in court, they can be made
Well, I am
available to you
defending
at a later.
myself. I would like them now.
They can be made available to you at a later date.
Well, no, if I'm going to court tomorrow, I want them before I go.
That can be
You can
arranged, but
photocopy it.
we can't give these to you right now.
No,
Okay, but
before
you
I
speak-
go to court.
We can speak to the custody. I said you can ask the custody sergeant when we get to the desk.
Well, I suppose that's all piss in the wind.
It's your choice.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have a full bladder.
Right, we've got no further questions. Have you got anything else you want to ask me before we close the interview?
Can you get me a telegraph to read or something?
Again, we'll ask the sergeant when we get to the desk. See if there's one.
Well, he wouldn't.
We'll see
He
if there's
wouldn't
one knocking
even
around.
ring a lawyer for me. He was given the number, and an hour and 15 minutes, I think it was,
Okay.
that before I made a complaint to the nurse, and the nurse made sure that a lawyer was informed.
Okay.
That's the quality of our custody sergeant.
Okay.
You may have changed by now.
It is a different one.
It could be a different one.
It is a
Okay.
different one. Okay.
Ever hopeful.
In that case, the time is 20:44 hours on the 1st of March 2017. I'm going to stop the recording. Wrong one.